Howdy, fellow modelers. Frankie Day back again on YouTube. This afternoon, YouTube, I have an inbox review of Alex Modeling and Aaron's Buddy Build featuring the F4U Corsair. After reviewing and watching Alex's video of the inbox review of the Buddy Build featuring the Academy 148 scale F4U-1D Corsair, which was a later model, which is more or less used during the Korean War. And right at the end of the video, thanks for the shout out there, Alex. You too, Aaron. Anyway, they commented, says anybody wants to join in, feel free. And so I commented back and says, count me in, Alex. I'm there. And I promised Alex that I can inbox with you in the morning. So a few hours later, here it is the afternoon. And so this is going to be an inbox review of the kit. I'm ready to show you right here, fellas. Okay, for starters, same manufacturer. I think this kit's been retooled because this is the new one they did. I think I don't know, guys. To be quite honest with you, that this kit is retooled compared to Aaron and Alex's kits, because their kits are the same. Only difference between their kits is the ordnance. Aaron Newland's his ordnance and his aircraft is pure enough but World War II gear, like napalm, 500-pound SAP blockbuster bombs, rockets. Excuse me, folks. Alex's kit ordnance on there is two 500-pound SAPs and rockets. It's 6 rockets. And that was used during the Korean War. Of course, during the Korean War, air superiority was taken over by the Allies, and we pushed the Japanese back all the way to Okinawa, and we used it during Okinawa too as coast support for the Army and the Marine Corps. And that's what the Corsair was really best suited for. And one of the gentlemen that was very responsible for that was Pappy Gregory Boyington. And this aircraft right here, this is the kit I'm going to right here to show you here. This is the inbox review of Academy's 148 scale F4U-1D. This is Lulu Bell. This is the great late Pappy Boyington's aircraft. Station is Vela Novella. Out there by the New Georgia's Islands, out there of Espiritu Santo. And the squadron was 247, known as Black Sheep Squadron. A little bit of history for Gregory Boyington before we show the inbox review of the kit. Gregory Boyington was a very flamboyant person, a very colorful person, and the man was a die-hard bulldog. He was a die-hard Marine. He fought like a Marine. He was a Marine, and the aviation always has inspired him. He was a very pugnacious fighter. He always fought all the time. He was a professional wrestler. He wrestled a lot before the war, and he was born very early during the 20th century, and his father left his mother. His mother remarried a gentleman named Mr. Hollenbach. He adopted his son, as carried his sure last name. And Gregory Boyington was very inspired with aviation. You had Clyde Wainborn, and you had Eddie Rickenbacker, and you had a lot of famous aviators out there that did flight demonstration air shows. And Gregory Boyington was more or less very inspired. He wanted to get into aviation, so he got into aviation very early, and become a pilot and everything like that. And when he joined the Marine Corps, there's only one stipulation was they didn't take married men. And at the time, he married a woman and he had a couple of kids. And so the loophole followed him, and what he did, he used his born name as Boyington instead of Hollenbach to get into the Marine Corps. That was a catch-22, and that's what got him into the Marine Corps. Then at that time he was always, his last name was by his born name, as Boyington, and he was an alcohol magnet. If there was alcohol to be found, he'd find it. He drank high-powered Jap sake. Anything came out of a bottle. He was known to drink rubbing alcohol, drinking gasoline. He was known to drink all kinds of concoctions, anything can alcohol. GI gin, which was drinking gasoline. And rubbing alcohol was grapefruit juice or orange juice. He drank a lot of that, and he was virtually just an alcoholic. But when he got behind the joystick of an F4U Corsair, he was a whole different fella. He was the airplane itself. And a man scored over 28 victories, more than that of Joe Foss, more than that of the great Eddie Rickenbacker. He was decorated at Arlington National Cemetery as the most high-scoring ace there was in World War II. And by 1974, the man he passed away. He was buried with all honors at Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C. And he wrote a book one time that was published, and it was Black Sheep Squadron, stating the story of his career and his flight, his victories. Okay, guys, enough of that. We'll get back to the model now. Okay, this is the Academy 148 scale. Excuse me, fellas, I got a little bit of a cold right here. This weather's so fluctuating out in Ohio. Hot, cold, cold, hot, up and down, and you shake something else off, something else comes up. So that's going away a little bit, so you got to excuse me if I cough a little bit, fellas. Okay, this is the 148 scale Academy F4U-1D Lulu Pappy Boyingtons aircraft. On the test shots of the box, it shows the typical three-tone camo used on it. You had non-spectacular white at the bottom, intermediate blue-gray on the sides, and also you got dark sea blue on top. That was the norm of the color schedule of that time. And on the kit itself, as I open up the box, we'll start out with the instructions. Decals will go to the contents of the kit. And this is a very beautiful kit, guys. And I'll put the screws over here. Okay, guys, so here it is. Here's the instructions. We've got the decals right here. And starting out, I'll get some dummy helpers up here to hold this stuff here. Okay, box is down to the side. Boy, I tell you. Here's the instructions right here. We've got call-outs, legends, do's and don'ts, optionals. You know how it is, fellas. And it has special technical notes in there. It has notes like we actually is bilingual instructions. And on the back of the instructions, you got your sprues on here. And these sprues are regarded as known as parts list. In case if you're in doubt, you don't know what that part is, you can always go back to your part list back there, which is the Bible, and know what that part is. Okay, it's like all kits do. They start out with the internal parts such as your engine assemblies. It looks like you got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts that makes up your engine, and you got your cockpit parts, which makes about 4 or 5 parts there. Tail wheel assembly, and once all the sub assemblies of your cockpit, your tail wheel, your engine assembly is all done, then you work on your fuselage. You got your instrument panel right there, which has a decal which fits in there. Or it's optional, it can be painted, and details are up to you. If you don't want to go with all that route, easy way out, cut out the decal placement, put it inside your instrument panel, and right there, you've got an instrument panel. And it has the call-outs of chromate green inside the fuselage. And on the next page over shows the sub-assembly as the aircraft's put together. Now, on this kit itself, folks, it's got landing flaps. They're optional. And on Aaron's kit and Alex's kit, it don't have that. So this is a new tooling kit compared to what Alex and Aaron has. So I surmise that their kit is probably maybe year 2000 maybe, or maybe late 90s. I would say probably a 1990s kit. Highly likely. Okay, the instructions goes on and on. Now we get to the paint schedule of the aircraft, and open up the instructions and hand it in here, fellas. Okay, guys, I think old Frankie Day lied to you. This has two options. You got one aircraft. This aircraft right here, this is going to be Pappy Boyington's aircraft. This is the aircraft I'm going to be modeling, I'm going to be building. The aircraft over here, this is off the USS Bunker Hill. The USS Bunker Hill was a converted oiler, World War II oiler, a T3 type oil tanker, and they made it into baby flat tops. A T3 oil tanker has a length of 555 feet long from stem to stern, and it's 38,000 tons. It's an oil tanker, and during the fast fleet carriers they used, a lot of oil tankers, victory ships, attack cargo ships, merchantmen were taken back to the shipyards, lend-lease from the merchant marines for the Maritime Commission, and converted into flat tops. So that's what the Bunker Hill was. It was a baby flat top, almost like that of the Anaheim, the Boxer, the Santee, a host of other ones, the Princeton. So anyway, you got two options in the kit. You got the one Pappy Boyington's Lulu Bell, non-specular white at the bottom, non-specular sea blue on top, and also you got intermediate blue-gray on the side of the fuselage. So you got three-tone there. Now for the aircraft right here on the USS Boxer, it's all sea blue, and also the cowling ring is yellow. And the next page over is probably another variant. But that's it, guys. That completes that. So anyway, you got two options in this kit. You got one that's a carrier-borne aircraft, and you got another one that's stationed at San Brito Expedito, which is Georgia Island, Bella, which 247 was flown from. Okay, instructions there at the side. The decals here are pretty excellent quality. They seem a little thick on the thick side. Walther's decal solution solvent will take it right down like paint. There's your control panel, your instrument panel right there, as you can see between the 4 stars and bars. Got your wing walks on there, and you got Lulu bells, how many victory notches, how many Japanese aircraft zeros that Pappy shot down, and the other decals that go on the aircraft that's flown from the USS Boxer, or it was that carrier was on, that she flown from. The Bunker Hill, excuse me. That completes that. Now on the sprues here, on sprue number 1, wow. Pardon me, folks. I must have opened up the baggie right there. Now, this first sprue here, you got the fuselage halves, right and left fuselage halves, and you got inside the sprues itself. We'll take this out. They gave me 2 Hamilton standard 3-bladed props. You look at the props, there's a difference because you got the wider blade. You got one here. This is the one that they used, that Pappy Boyington used, because more or less he used to keep them kicking up gravel out underneath the wings. And this is the one they used on the Bunker Hill, different version. Of course, the ordnance was rockets. Pappy Boyington didn't have no ordnance on his aircraft. All he had was 50 calibers, which that's all he needed. Give him a few Jap zeros up there. He was a happy man. He don't need no bombs. So, ordnance-wise, starters, they gave me rockets in this sprue. And this sprue's all by itself. It contains, looks like a fuel tank right there. It goes to the engine. And you got your fairings underneath there, fits into the wings. These are actually your fairing bosses, which carry your ordnance, like 500-pound SAPs, or you can carry either your napalm bottles too as well. These are fitted inboard underneath the wings right there, and they got racks that fit underneath and top of them. They lock in, and that's where you keep your ordnance at. Okay, getting back to the fuselage. This is the right fuselage half. Look very closely, that's the only detail they give you, folks. With the tail wheel well is pretty well detailed there. Not the something's best, but it's detailed there. 48 scale. I'm a happy guy. I'm not too picky about stuff like that. Same thing pertains to the left fuselage half as well. Left fuselage half has this equal detailing too as the right fuselage half has. You can see the detail in the tail wheel area right in here. But the rest of the hook and tail wheel retracts inside there. Okay, here's the clear parts here. This is nice. So good of them to do that. They got it sealed in its own baggie, so you have to worry about no scratches on it. And no future for this. This is pretty clear. Crisp and clear. And the frames on it are just a hint raised. You put some good masking around the windows right there, you can really airbrush the frames in. So that's going to be a very nice thing with you to do too. Excuse me, guys. A sprue number 2 and 3 contains parts as your horizontal stabilizer. You got your firewall. You got your cowling assemblies, which comes in 4 sections. They got to be glued and filled in. Inside, got to be painted chromate green. As you can see, the cowlings are in 4 sections. Firewall right here. The engine firewall is there. And I turn around here, you can see the landing flaps. These are the flap halves right here. One of these, you got your cowling flaps and everything on there. You got your arrestor hook. Got your tires. That's all contained that sprue. Lastly, a sprue number 4 and 5. You got the whole, got the wings right there. You got the whole center bottom wing is all one piece. The top wing is 2 pieces with joints on top of there. And you look at the flaps right there on the bottom wings. You can see the flaps where the flaps go at. Alex's kit and Aaron's kit don't have that, because this is a new tooling kit. Their kit is probably either a late 1990s kit. That's what I'm surmising. That very much be the case. But this is, from what I can see from my eyes, from Aaron's kit and Alex's kit, this is a much better kit. And also give you bombs too. They gave you, looks like 2, these ain't 500-pound bombs here. These are 250-pound bombs. They gave you 2 of them. So the ordnance in this aircraft gives you 2 250-pound bombs and 6 rockets. Pappy Boyington. And also they give you 2 dropped auxiliary fuel tanks too. Those little bomb hanger fairings fitting in more to the wings, they fit on top of here. Also, you got your napalm. Those are your napalm fuel tanks too. So actually, the ordnance in this kit's pretty much as that as Aaron's. As a matter of fact, it is just like Aaron's kit. You got your napalm bottle right here. This is your napalm. This is a 375-gallon napalm, pure aviation fuel and gelatin. And you got 2 auxiliary fuel tanks right there for extended flights. And there's your 2 napalm bottles right here. They fit underneath the wings. Use it for close support, especially in Okinawa. A lot of those Japs a lot of those Japanese. They were pretty well dug in. They're dug in caves like that, and like I say, fire destroys everything. You would not know what the hell would be is enclosed inside of a cave, like a primitive caveman during prehistoric times. That'd be smoked out by napalm. If you believe in Harry Carey like they did, you finish yourself off on the spot before you come out of that cave. because you come out of that cave, it's like walking through the jaws of Satan. Because I know I was in Vietnam, I've seen a lot of napalm drop from F4 Phantoms, and the heat is so intensifying, it takes the skin off you. It takes your breath away. It's nauseating, and the stench is unbearable. So I know what napalm can do. And fire destroys everything. That's the worst case of the scenario. Okay, anyway, in general view of the kit, the kit's excellent. I don't know if it poses any fit issues. All kits got their own fit issues here and there. And with experience and skill, they can be overcome. Okay, guys, that completes my inbox review of Alex Modeling and Aaron Newland's Muddy build. So I joined in, and so I shall probably get this thing started by tomorrow a little bit and make some kind of leeway. There's no time limit on the build, fellas. Aaron and Alex are more or less debating us. So how long you want to take this out for? No big deal. Take as long as you want to. Take it. There's no time limit to it, fellas. So this is going to be like my bamboo bomber. I'm just going to build a little bit here, build a little bit there, kind of like the Arizona, which I got to get back on again. I'm threatening if I get back on it, and I will, folks. Just hang in there. We got it's New Year. Everything's getting started. So so actually, this build's not going to be treated like a group build, because a group build, there's got to be some into it somewhere. You know, you just can't take a group build and take it for eternity. And so evidently there is a time period on group builds, so it comes to an end somehow. Okay, guys, this is Frankie Day signing off right here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May God bless. And the next video coming up will be another update of the Hayford bomber. I should have it finished. And the bamboo bomber, I have in a couple days. I'll have a video of that coming up. And I'll probably have posted an inbox review of another kit I'll be getting underway too. So I'm going to be pretty busy this end of the line. And I'll be here for a while. I ain't going nowhere. So one more time again, folks, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May God bless. Happy modeling. And get those videos out. You guys are doing very, very great work out there. And like Mike Cohen says, keep your stick on the ice. And that'll be that. Okay, boys, you all take care now. God love you guys. Take care. Frankie Day. Have my cigar. Say goodbye. Good day. And we'll catch you guys later next video. Bye, boys.